Welcome to this channel. This channel is for educations and culture based on scientific and historical evidence. So for those who do not like to face the reality, please do not continue on to watch this video. So we know that the basic of Chinese Kung Fu is three things: the physical handling, the breathing handling, and then the mind. Three things. So physical, as we know that is the posture, there's the momentum, there's the motions. Breathing, we know that is about like the VO2 max, how deep you can breathe, and also the intra-abdominal pressure. And then the mind. Mind means one need to aware of what is going on with the physical, with the breathing. Now, so usually people like to talk about body and energy. And in today's world, it is very popular, people using the term mindful, mindful of this, mindful of that. Now, the problem of the Kung Fu today is that people really do not mindful at all, even they use the term mindful. Why? If you look at those Qigong practitioners, they always say it is the body and mind and then energy or spiritual. However, they are missing the breathing. So the question is, how is a person who is mindful do not aware of their breathing and their intra-abdominal pressure? It doesn't make sense, right? So that is the exact problem, that people do not really develop their skill or their handling of Kung Fu or Qigong by using their mind to reason, to theorize things which they really don't know. In other words, they are living in their head. They do not know the world. Okay. So for example, as simple as, like usually when you see people practice Qigong or martial art, you have this movement in the beginning or the end of the practice. Now, just this simple movement, if one do have the training of the, 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 the physical body, the breathing, and the mind, one will know right away that when one do this, the shoulder, the shoulder have a direct relationship with the breathing or the intra-abdominal pressure. Okay, so if we look at people who have a proper handling, have the kung fu, they know how to handle their shoulder. Okay, they don't do this and they don't press their shoulder down. They don't raise their shoulder and they don't press their shoulder as they like. Okay, so for example, when this arm going down, the shoulder will stay the same while this front part of the arm going down. It's not this, it's this. So why? Because when you exhale, if you really have the development of the natural lower abs breathing, when you exhale, your diaphragm is moving upward, right? Now, if I sinking my shoulder down. It compress because this diaphragm is moving up, and my shoulder is pressing down. It compress here. It feel really bad because right now you produce a pressure here. Okay, if you're doing this, you cannot breathe properly. So the proper breathing when you're going down is when you exhale, this stay, this going down. Okay, try it and see if you put your shoulder there and you're going down like that when you exhale. Take a deep breath and then exhale long with the shoulder stay there. You feel that intra pressure versus take a deep breath. When you exhale, you push this down, push this shoulder down. You see how this feels so bad. Now, anybody who have the training on the body and the breathing know that their mind aware of those. So if this breathing, this intra-abdominal pressure handling is not addressed, one don't even know how to place or handle this shoulder, then how can one develop anything at all? It just mimic posture, mimic something one do not know what it is. So in traditional Chinese martial arts, it is this serious. In Qigong, it is this serious. In Wing Chun, it is this serious that a big part of uh, the main component is avoid. Now, so just for a shoulder, you look at how people handling their shoulder, you know that whether they have that developed or not, whether they do understand that or not. And of course, this were related to this. How do you place your shoulder? So just a small thing in small area, one be able to scan what is one's practice if one really have a comprehensive training. Now, however, as in the past almost 2 months since I released the S21, it is really clear that people just want magic. They never really want to develop kung fu. They never really want to to know what is going on. That's for the majority of the people. They talk in their head. So that's why you see that in the S21, the beginning of it, I kicked many people out from the S21 group. And I asked people practically to shut up because those people have no idea what is going on here, keeping this. That is the type of education people have today, and that is the trend, what people is doing. And up to today, how many really practice the S21? If one really practice S21, they will get into this. So most who practice S21 today is stuck at the squat. They are not even proceed into whatever there. So you see, I give the world free a snapshot of the 1850s Shu Lim Tao sets, S21, which is fused with the modern sports science. But how many people, even I give it free, how many people put their heart in to develop that thing? So we can open the entire thing, no secret. But how many have their heart to do that? So this is how bad it is, the educations. And it is a truth that it is better to collect a lot of money if people want to learn Kung Fu, because free, even the real deal, you put it down there, people don't buy it. What people want mostly in general is a title. Like, for example, oh, I belong to the direct line of Yik Kam. So if you study with me, your name will under my name. You are the six generations from the Red Boat straight. What are you doing? Are you joining my cult or what? So today I like to share with you this simple thing. Try it. Move your shoulder around when you exhale and see what is the proper breathing and what is the not proper breathing. And you can see that how that link to your physical handling. Same thing. While one do the power lifting, their posture have to be handled properly, their breathing have to handle properly, and then their bracing. So bracing today is just a bracing, but in the what do you call it? In the Chinese Kung Fu, sometimes people make it so big a deal, call it what? Internal Qigong, heart Qigong. And then they're going to demonstrate to you that, oh, their body can take this uh, punch or so forth. Those are just the bracing of the power lifter. This is the reality of the world. So this is what I like to share with you. For those who really want to study, one really need to handle the physical, the breathing, and the awareness and mindfulness will come. Not about you go like train meditation, mindfulness, and then you think that you'll be able to handle the body and the breathing. No, that's not true. If that is true, why is in Kung Fu or in Wing Chun for past 100 years nobody talk about this breathing? That means they do not aware. That's what it is. So one need to like in my book Basic Wing Chun Art and Science, go element by element, step by step to know all the six core elements. There is no shortcut. No grandmaster can build you up. Either you know it or you don't know it. It's like the power lifter. They work really hard on their posture, their breathing, and their bracing. They work really hard for that. That's reality. And also, one need to learn about recovery. That's why in my book, the uh, Wing Chun Inception, there's the N1 process. If one do not have the six core element clearly handled and the breathing of the lower abs, natural breathing, and knowing the N1 process, one really do not get any real solid basic at all. But partial here, partial there, partial here, partial there. With that, one will never be able to go to sparring. So don't kid ourselves. Many of our friend is asking me about sparring. Some friend who even told me that they are 50 something, they want to know more about sparring. Some ask me, can they use the wooden dummy for sparring because they don't have friends to spar? Well, seriously, whatever I share today, if it is not handled, forget about sparring. You cannot do it. It's like a power lifter. Unless that posture, that breathing, that bracing is handled. One must not go do the power lifting because those will cause problem for one's body.